Hey guys, Barry here and welcome back to the IGS podcast. And today I can finally say that I can retire from YouTube because I have the greatest guest in the world right now. I have Miss GandaKris herself. Chris, how are you? What's the crack?
Oh, you are so sweet. I am really fine and honored to be on this podcast. It's been meaning to happen on your end for sure. I've
Yeah.
been like
But look, you are the
busy.
busiest Nintendo person in the world that doesn't work
No,
for
not at
Nintendo.
all. Just life too in general,
Yeah.
So, but I hope everyone has been doing well. I feel really excited to be on a podcast. It's been so long. So again, I'm so thankful for you allowing me to be on here. It's
Ah,
gonna
sure.
be
Look,
awesome.
you know, I said to you earlier on, like, been working to get this for like a billion years, and honestly, I'm honored to have you on. Like, it's a pleasure. Like,
I appreciate that. Like that means a lot. Again, like especially like we were saying before, like time is so precious. So the
yeah.
fact that you're here and wanting to interview me is amazing. I hope
Yes.
that this is very insightful and fun for everyone else.
So, you are here for a job interview. You're here to be the next host for the channel. I'm only messing. But, yeah, no,
I
so,
will try to hop in as often as possible.
I know, thanks, I really appreciate that. But, like, even, like, getting, like, a response from you, like, on, Twitter, messages, whatever, it's just so cool.
Oh,
I love talking to
I try to
you.
respond to everyone. Because again, I really value time. I really value time. I think I got it from just having to grow up and realize that your parents are getting older, your sisters are getting older. My boyfriend works in the medical field. So, like I love the fact that I get to be creative and stuff, but I really truly believe that the greatest gift that you can give someone is time. And that's what
Mm.
Jason does. And a lot of the medical workers, they give people time, which is something you can't buy or make more of, So when people give me their time, even just to comment or to hop in the stream and say hi, like that time they can no longer give back and they're giving it to you. So,
Yeah.
I mean, the least I can do is try my best to, comment and reply to everyone, even if it's a bad comment. Either they were having a bad day or they were just they woke up on the wrong side of the bed. I
Yeah.
understand,
Yeah.
everyone's human. So
Yeah. Yeah, people don't know actually about Jay, that he was one of the cast for The Walking Dead.
dude, I'm telling you, everyone called that out. And now I'm trying to convince him that he looks like Bruno Mars. Still not there yet, but
Chris, I told you, no, Bruno Mars. Okay, I was told years ago, like when I was thinner, I was like a young Bruno Mars, but no. Jay is definitely like Glenn from The Walking Dead.
he is. Yes.
And like, what is it? I tried to convince Bobby a while ago. Nintendo Guru. Like it was, it's just so funny.
He's
He's
awesome.
the spit of him. Like,
Oh, he's been on here? That's so cool.
yeah.
He's so nice. Like honestly, the Nintendo community, I mean, hands down, they're so kind and generous. Of course, obviously you have bad eggs in any community,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I've been lucky enough to say that I've experienced the really good side of the Nintendo community.
Yeah.
So
I guess the Nintendo community has been interesting as of late with the whole, I don't like talking about it, but what have to coronavirus and the fact that we have a game like Animal Crossing, who it's kind of weird. It's sold so many millions of copies of games, and it's brought so many people together to play this game.
it's incredible. If I were working at Nintendo and maybe if I developed part of the game, I would be on cloud nine, just realizing that people can remove themselves from what's going on right now in the world and find some peace and serenity into a game and build their own life, basically.
Yeah.
It's incredible. And it does help mentally. I would imagine for a lot of people, being indoors 24 hours is not good. Especially if you have time to think about things and your mind wanders, I feel like that's when you can go down a rabbit hole, sadly. So it's good that, Animal Crossing came out at the perfect time. And the fact that we get updates too to make the game more enticing, and it updates regularly, that's even better. I mean, when we grew up, right? I mean, we did not have a thing called updates. When you got the game, you got the game.
That was it, yeah.
Whatever you got in the cartridge is basically the entire game.
But I know, I guess I kind of miss those days of like you get a game and that's it. There's nothing else for it, you know, unless
Yeah.
we get a sequel, which might improve on it in some ways. But I mean, like I can't remember the last game that that I played that didn't have an update.
Yeah. It's true.
It's weird, you
I can't
know.
remember either. It's been a while, especially for the Animal Crossing series. I think it's really fun just because I played on the GameCube version, with my sisters. And that was one way that my family connected. And it was so funny because at the time, my parents are Asian and they did not like
Really?
video games. Huh? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So like, my mom was really not heavily into us playing video games, and it's understandable. I get it. At the time, video games actually wasn't a cool thing. It wasn't a cool thing growing up. Like you being a video game nerd, anime fan, whatever it may be, comic books in high school, it wasn't a cool thing. It wasn't seen as this thing that could possibly even finance you in the future. It was just this thing that people played, you know. We were a bunch of nerds having fun. And so I understood that my mom really didn't see the value in video games, but she did love one particular game, and that was Animal Crossing, because we somehow convinced her is teaching us, lifelong values, which was pay off your home, save money, and work hard. So she would give us even 2 hours on a school night to play, and that was incredible.
That's cool.
So yeah, very, very, very sentimental memories with Animal Crossing. So I absolutely love it. And again, and I like the updates because, we didn't have that with the GameCube version. And now I'm pretty sure if I told my mom, if we were still kids and my mom, watched us play video games, it would be cool to tell her like all these things, like, oh yeah, Easter's coming up. And, maybe when I have kids one day, that's probably what I'll be doing.
Yeah. Bunny Day is coming.
But yeah, it's such a good game. It's such a good game. I mean, I'm just happy it came out at the perfect absolute time.
Yeah. Well, I guess unfortunate time.
Unfortunate time.
Yeah.
Unfortunate time. But you have to, life always has these challenges and these walls that everyone needs to overcome. And I believe that we can all do it together. And so far, statistically, it's shown that we are, doing really well overall, and I appreciate everyone who is social distancing. I mean, obviously I'm being a little biased because Jason is in the medical field, but I feel for a lot of essential workers nowadays, they are putting their life on the lines.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people do want to go back to work, and I completely understand. No one wants to be at home 24 hours. They have bills to pay, kids to feed, all that stuff. I think a good middle ground is realizing that using the information giving and the statistics, that's when you need to know, okay, maybe we can open up these certain segments. It's going to be a process to open up, but I mean, we're going to get there eventually, and I think people want it now, when they have to realize it's better if we take precautions. Better to be safe than sorry, honestly, overall. And I think it's important if you do have a strong, opinion on it, maybe you should venture out and talk to medical workers, talk to essential workers, do your due diligence on your research, and it's always, I think it's important, to look at a conversation. If someone is saying I, rather than we, or think about others, then you kind of know where their thought process is. For me, it's like, I know that I have things I need to take care of, but what if I was in like someone else's shoes? Again, like medical workers, essential workers, like for the medical staff, like I know you want to open your business and get back to work, but think about the nurses and the doctors who are putting their life on the line to provide, not only, the proper health care precautions for COVID-19 patients, but also patients who have underlying conditions who needed to go to the hospital prior to all this, so we're trying to flatten that curve to allow people to at least go to the hospital knowing that they're going to get the proper care. That's the most important part. Yeah. So it's not because we're trying to keep everyone indoors. It's just that we got to make sure that if people were to go to the hospital, because car accidents are going to happen, people are going to have heart attacks, strokes, whatever it may be. But if we have beds full of COVID patients, how are they going to be able to diligently take care of those people? you know? So that's what I want people to understand. I, again, am a little biased, do your own research, but being able to look at both aspects and not just your own is important to decide whether or not, am I thinking about myself or are you thinking about the whole entire picture?
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, I mean, I can go forever on this. Jason has told me a ton of stories, you know, bad and good, from what he's seen. But I mean, I think the greatest thing that I can share with everyone is that, you know, Jason has taken care of COVID patients, and his fondest memory is this patient who had coded twice. Coding is they're not breathing. You got to do what is that called? What is this called when you
respiratory trace, whatever? I can't. Yeah.
yes. So they coded twice, and they had to do that, and it wasn't looking good. But by the end of his care, again, he basically died twice. But at the end of his care, he was able to do a thumbs up, and Jason actually saw him get discharged from the hospital. And I think that's the greatest thing, is again giving someone more time on this planet Earth to enjoy their family, their friends, make more memories. And that's what we're trying to do for everyone, not just nitpick and choose and decide who gets to enjoy the rest of their life.
Yeah, that's incredible. Jay, if you're watching, well done.
I love talking about him, to be honest. I know like people tend to like want to interview me about like what I do and stuff, but I swear he does way more creative things than I do.
Then put Jay on so I can talk to him about Walking Dead, his experience on it, you know.
Hey, I mean, hey, if you want to ask him, you know, I'll have him dressed up too. I'll have him cosplay.
Please do. I completely agree, because I guess I'm biased as well in the fact that I work in retail and we are frontline, but you know, Jason is the ultimate frontline. And like, I'm there, like thankfully we have a screen, like I'm wearing gloves, I'm always changing, washing my hands, etc. But like I'm at the point where I'm sick of telling people to stand 2 meters apart, you know, like on the yellow spot in the shop. You know, people I understand people forget, but I mean, like I see people, you know, parents coming with their kids and stuff into the shop. You know, why can't you just keep them, like, for their own sake?
Right. You know, and it's hard to have these discussions. You know, especially when someone is so set in their ways.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard to change someone's perspective when they obviously don't want it to change. They didn't even look for that information. Maybe this topic came up in a random conversation. You know, people are interested in wanting to learn when they actually actively seek it. You know, they don't like it for it to be thrown in their face. I realize that a lot of times. You know, so I will rarely post about politics, et cetera, et cetera. Maybe rarely once in a while. Again, I think it's important for people to do their own research, but it's hard to change someone when they do not have an open mind. There's a lot of people who will say that, oh, I have an open mind, but you really do need to hold yourself accountable and really ask yourself the question, do I really have an open mind? You know, am I willing to change my perspective? Am I willing to go out of my way and talk to someone who is obviously living a different life, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure it's completely different from people who are at home to people like you, essential workers, who have to go to work every single day, you know? And how awesome would it be if people were to ask you questions and wanting to get information and wanting to learn, you know? So for me, it's like, you can go out there and you can you can be really rude to them and say you're ignorant and blah, 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 but it won't help anyone. You know, if you want to change someone's perspective, you have to come from a place of kindness and approach it in different variables and in different ways, because every situation is going to be different. You can't apply the same, you know, technique to the same person. Everyone's different. Everyone grew up differently. So you have to, you know, you have to actually get to know them and maybe understand why they think that way as well. You know, because we came from our, you know, past, how we grew up, you know, how we were raised, all the different experiences. It made us who we are today, you know, and it's important to not only listen to them and understand them, but once you do that, you can kind of grasp onto why their thought process is that way, you know, but it is going to take work. and time and patience, especially when you're talking to those type of people, but you just got to try. And if they don't change their mind, at least you tried. I think it's important to not feel bad that they didn't change their mind, because really that's not what you're trying to do in the long run. I think you should come into a conversation like this hoping that, this is what I've heard, this is what I've seen, this is what my research led me to. I really highly advise that you do your own, and if you can somehow steer them in the path of maybe I shouldn't look more into this, then I think you can walk away feeling good. You're not change their mind completely, because you're not going to be able to do that in one conversation, but at least you can say, like, do your own research, and then we can find a common ground. So that's how I've been trying to take the high road. It's hard, it's not easy, but because of course obviously people are passionate, but it's important to speak your mind, and it's important to understand each other, and listen. Listening goes a long way.
So speaking of the high road, I guess you've been on quite the adventure. I mean, like your YouTube career.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh, but come on, like you are literally a Nintendo ambassador.
Yeah, I'm thankful for it. I'm thankful. I wouldn't be where I am today without the support and my friends and my family. And I don't really talk about behind the scenes. There's a lot of work that goes into it. So kudos to content creators. It was a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Whenever I tell anyone that wants to get into this, the first thing you have to do is have passion. Because I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't have passion. Because once passion is applied, you have motivation, you have dedication, all those things follow through. But you have to have passion for it. Otherwise, you're going to burn out. You're not going to like this job anymore. It's not going to be fun. And that's when you start to decline in not only your content, but the quality of your content, and you just even being interested in wanting to do this anymore. There's a lot of work that goes into it. So I'm thankful every single day. I think the reason why I shy away from being like, yeah, I'm a YouTuber, about, all those stuff, is because I could say I'm a YouTuber, but I hold that title, even being an influencer, I hold those titles to a certain
degree.
I want to be able to say proudly that I am this, I am whatever it may be, because I think when you have responsibility, then you also place a higher value on that profession, and the quality can only become better, if that makes any sense. I don't know if this is me rambling, but
no, I completely get it.
Just yet, until I feel like I've accomplished something in that profession, I don't want to bring the bar any lower than other standards.
But like you've had the chance to meet incredible people that work, that used to work with Nintendo and for Nintendo today. Reggie himself, the Reginator, literally King Bowser himself.
It's incredible. I don't know why they support me. It's really cool though. Like I don't know. I think it's important to be humble, because then you're just brought down to earth. I think it's so important these days to realize that everyone's human. Reggie's human. I'm human.
He's not human. Reggie is a robot. He
no one is above anyone else, in my opinion. We're all human beings. We all go through the same lifespan. We all have the same issues. We all have the same problems, and we're not perfect. I think the moment that we put people on pedestals, we put an expectation on them and who they should be, who they can hang out with, what can they do, what can't they say, especially when it comes to politics, when it comes to certain things. We hold celebrities to such a high standard that they can no longer be human, in my opinion. They have to be a certain way. Otherwise, well, that's wrong. You're just a celebrity. You're just supposed to sing. I'm a YouTuber, but I think I can cook sometimes, bake, do all these other interests, so I think it's important to allow people to just be humans. Everyone makes mistakes, and people change. You know, people change. I am definitely not who I was back then, for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm more open and talkative and wanting to share my stories, you know, and that would have never happened if I didn't go through the experiences and learn and adapt and change. So I think it's important to allow people to do that. And again, like if we hold them to a pedestal, to a certain light, they're not going to be able to do that, you know? So I think it's cool. I mean, I feel honored, absolutely honored that I get to meet these people and stuff. And they have such an amazing influence on people. And I think that's what they also want to do and take away from their careers, is just influence and inspire people to maybe pursue what they want to pursue.
Yeah.
You know, stay humble about it. Stay humble, and it comes with talking to everyone. Well, trying to talk to everyone, you know, and trying to message everyone and take into considerations everyone's feelings. So
I guess,
I mean,
I've tried to get like Nintendo to, you know, get back onto me somehow, you know, like even somehow see my work, you know, because people have called me here at like at you know, game events here in Ireland. Like I'm the like unofficial official Nintendo guy, you know.
yeah. Do they have, okay, so I know they have Nintendo America. Do they have like a stationary like Nintendo headquarters there? Or
See, they have Nintendo Europe, but I think they are based in, is it Sweden or Germany, whatever way it works, Nintendo Europe, you know. But like there is Nintendo UK, you know, Nintendo France, etc. But Nintendo UK is for, I guess, you know, well, UK and Ireland. But I mean, it's just so hard to get notice from Nintendo here.
Right. No, I would definitely agree. So people tend to look at the end result.
Yeah.
Right. But they don't get to see, in my experience, in my own personal experience, is the trials and tribulations that I had to go through in order to become a Nintendo brand ambassador. It wasn't like I became it overnight. No, I had to pursue it diligently. I had to build connections, build relationships, continue to work hard. And it's not going to happen overnight, but I can say for certain that if you work hard and you continue to push out Nintendo quality content and you continue to, you know, use your connections and hit people up and ask questions, you know, eventually you're going to get there. It was a mentor of mine once said, because I was scared at one point to ask a certain question. And he looked at me and he was just like, well, why were you scared to ask me? And I was just like, I don't know. I didn't want to bother you. You know, I didn't want to seem like I was asking too much. And he's like, no, the worst thing that I could have possibly said was no, you know? So why were you allowing that to stop you to pursue something that you've always wanted, you know? So it was really cool for him to have said, no, have more confidence, you know, ask questions, you know, if whatever you want in life, pursue it, you know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know I don't know what Nintendo Europe does specifically, but I'm pretty sure if you were to able to like meet specific people at certain conventions, that would definitely help you. So if I were to tell you or anyone who wants to get into the Nintendo program, or even talk to any companies like Bandai Namco, Square Enix, whatever, go to those conventions when it's safe to do so after quarantine. Go to those conventions and talk to people and get those business cards, build relationships. But remember, you know, relationships is a two-way street. You have to give and you have to take. You know, you can't just take and expect things. No. And, you know, you can't just build a relationship expecting something either. You know, you definitely have to take it, you know, as an opportunity, but don't expect it. Because once you expect things and you don't hit those expectations, you're just going to make yourself feel like bad, you know? Yeah. And as for the other person too, it sucks that they'll feel used, you know? So in a business sense, go to conventions, have fun, but also make connections and get those business cards and talk to people. Don't be scared. Yeah. Don't be scared of that no. Just go out there.
Go out there, yeah. But like, I guess it's just like me just talking to you is like as a perfect example, me talking to you, just asking you to come on the podcast, you know. And like you said, the worst thing you could say is no. But
exactly.
Thank you for not saying no.
Oh, Let's be honest. You've asked several times. I've been so busy. I feel so bad. But now I'm happy and
Through the
excited.
course of a few years, keep in mind.
Like, okay, we're on here. It's happening. It's happening right now. So no, thank you for being very diligent and very consistent. And that's the thing. Consistency is so key.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I don't know, like, if you ever talked about this, maybe I'm just bloody stupid, but explain where you got the name GandaKris from.
Oh God, no.
Should I ask it? Like,
no, you're not stupid at all. Don't even worry about this. This was developed years ago. I talked about it once in a video. If I could change the name, I would. Can I be honest?
Yeah. Oh, here, look.
But everyone's telling me that, like, it's really sweet and I shouldn't. And obviously it's too late now. All my handles are GandaKris, all that stuff. But when I was in college, my first year of college, after graduating high school, long story short, I was really quiet. I was bullied in high school. I had no friends of my own. I used my sister's friends as my friends. And when I finally got to college, I realized that I was truly alone because I didn't build those relationships. I was too quiet and unconfident to want to go out and talk to people. And so I then realized, and I think this applies to a lot in life, you know, thankfully I was the type of person where I didn't take my insecurities and pass that on to someone else. Rather, I did take in my insecurities and hold them to myself, and I judged myself the harshest because, you know, it's okay to have insecurities. I want to state that again. It's okay to have insecurities because we're all humans, you know, and it's not a bad thing. It's a bad thing if you look at it at that type of perspective, but I think it's good to know that you have those insecurities and it's things that you can easily change, you know? So once I realized that going to college, I was like, well, you know, I have these insecurities and why do I have these insecurities? And then I realized that I didn't love myself. So I'm Filipino.
People love you the way you are. That's the thing.
No, I don't. It takes a lot. It experience, you know, experience in life, and realizing that as long as you have a roof over your head, food on the table, your family's health is good, your sister's health are good, brothers, whatever, friends it may be, you know, like life can't get any worse, you know. Just be thankful for the little things in life, and then everything else seems so minuscule. But you know, like I said, I needed to love myself before I can give love, because you can't give love if you don't have any love to give. So in my native language, Tagalog, which is Filipino, maganda means beautiful. So I call myself GandaKris, stating that I am beautiful, essentially. Again, because like I just think it's important to love yourself. You know, gotta love yourself, not in a weird, conceited way, but in a way where it's like, you know, I'm okay that I am the way I am. I have flaws. Everyone else does.
She has no flaws, folks. She has absolutely no flaws.
I am not perfect. I'm not perfect, and nor do I ever want to be.
Yeah,
it's so much stress and anxiety on not just you as a person, but on your soul to carry that kind of weight, you know. And I don't ever want people, and that's why I'm not scared to make mistakes, you know. I'll say I messed up and mess up, you know. And I think it's important to show people that nowadays too, especially with social media. It just shows perfection constantly. So if I mess up on a YouTube video and I'm getting all these hate comments, I'm like, sorry, I didn't know at the time, but now I know. Thank you.
I will say one of the greatest singers in musical theater is actually from the Philippines.
Really?
Lea Salonga, is that what you call her?
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes.
Okay,
yes.
I don't know if you actually know about this about me, but I do musical theater.
No, I did not.
Well, okay.
Excuse me, that is awesome. That is so cool.
So
did you get to beat her? Shut up.
What?
Did you beat her?
No, you mad? I wish.
Oh, okay, yeah. What about her?
No, I'm just saying, like, she was part of, you know, the one of the original cast of Les Mis years ago. Yes. She people don't know about this, but like she is, well, is it 2 of Disney princesses or something?
I think she's 3.
3, is she?
Right?
Okay.
Think, well, okay, she's done a lot of songs.
Yeah.
As far as Disney princesses,
Jasmine.
I'm not. Yeah. She's done A Whole New World. I think it's mostly songs. I don't think she's voiced the characters themselves.
Okay,
She's
okay, I
done a
got
lot
you.
of
Yeah,
songs.
yeah.
Yeah, I know she did one in Mulan, I think. So she's so amazing and so incredible. Such a good singer. Yeah, I mean, honestly, every Filipino can attest to this. We probably have a karaoke machine in our home.
Miss Saigon.
Or we go, yeah, right? Or we go to karaoke every single day. That's me, my family, karaoke. And and there's a lot of cultures like this, but especially with Filipinos, very family oriented. Yeah, super family oriented.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
that is incredible. I did not know that you were on like theater.
Yeah.
That's awesome. We love theater. Jay and I love like going. We watched, what was it? We watched Wicked. We were going to watch Hamilton,
Okay.
but then obviously everything is happening, so we kind of scrapped that. But no, I think it's incredible. I mean, I give props to any type of form of art,
Mm-hmm.
and theater is definitely so artistic. It takes a lot to do what you guys do.
Yeah. Like, I guess my dream, like, YouTube isn't my dream. Like, it's a platform for me to, I guess, build myself and hopefully get there in some way. But, like, I want to do acting, in movies, TV shows, go over to the States, even, like, go for, like, a month or two, audition for a load of stuff and just, give it a chance. Just, like, even get the experience from it.
Yes. Like, I think the biggest regret I'm pretty sure you can agree to, is not pursuing what you want to pursue.
Yeah.
Right? Because if we didn't, then we would be later down the road thinking, what if, rather than, okay, you know what? Like, now I've experienced that. I know whether or not I could fail or succeed, and I can move on, So it's important, I think, for people to pursue what they want to pursue, especially at a young age. See if that's something that you want to do. Didn't work out, continue pursuing something else. Because honestly, sometimes you're going to pursue something and you're not going to end up wanting to be where you are. Sometimes it could be better. Something that you weren't even expecting was an opportunity, or an option in your life, so you just never know. I'm telling you, if you want to pursue anything, just wholeheartedly work really hard, make those connections, do everything that you can. And by the end of the day, ask yourself, did I put 100% into this? So yeah, that's why I tell everyone, make sure you can ask yourself, did I wake up early morning, hungry for that opportunity, for that door to open,
What breakfast?
So that at least you can sleep peacefully, right? And say that I did put 100%. I tried, so.
Yeah. Did you ever even consider?
If you ever perform, I definitely would like to see it. Jay and I are huge theatrical, we just love plays. Like, it's just the most amazing thing.
Yeah.
So let me know if you ever perform, because I would love to see it.
Well, actually, okay, I can send you links if you want, if you're interested.
Please do. Dude, Jay would flip out. Like, he got me into the theatrical scene.
Yeah.
And he's the one that actually took me to New York, and we saw Aladdin.
Yeah.
Broadway. Yeah, it was awesome. So cool. So props to you guys.
Yeah. I've never been to New York. I've been to Orlando for 2 weeks. I visited Miami as well, and I'm there thinking, oh my God, Orlando was the most incredible place I've ever been to. I didn't want to leave at all.
Right. No one does. Did you go to Disney World?
Yeah, of course. Like Disney World and Universal.
Oh, I'd never want to leave either. I mean, it's so incredible. I love it. I wasn't there for very long. We did like this road trip with Jason's family. I was there for like 2 days. But it was so incredible. And it's not enough time to see all of Disney World. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. I definitely want to go back too, once it's safe to do so.
Yeah. And have you ever been to anywhere in Europe, Ireland perhaps, or?
No, we've been wanting to. Jay and I definitely want to travel more. Obviously, with what's going on, we can't. We've traveled everywhere. I think our last trip was to the Philippines to go to Jason's cousin's wedding. And it was incredible. I would love to go to like more overseas, experience different cultures. If I can, give the audience anything, that is to travel, broaden your horizon, see different cultures, go to a third world country. That's the most important thing. I tell everyone, go to a third world country, see what it's really like, experience real hardship, you know, not knowing if you're going to get food on the table every single day, not knowing if you have a roof over your head, and then come back to the States and then now understand why you should feel so thankful for everything that you have. You know, I was very lucky enough for my parents to have taken me to the Philippines and to at a young age and to really see what poverty looks like, because now I understand like how blessed and lucky I am to have warm water first off, because in the Philippines there's no warm water. You have to heat up your own water if you really want hot water, or you just take the cold water as is. You know, so I tell everyone, travel, look at different perspectives, understand that you have so many opportunities, you know, in a first world country, and take those opportunities and, you know, take every day as an opportunity to become better. Yeah. So travel to those third world countries, you know, and experience and talk to those locals and see what it's really like.
Yeah.
That's what I tell everyone.
Let's see. I say this as a joke, well, like in a funny way. I guess I escaped a third world poverty because I'm adopted from Romania originally.
Oh, wow.
So I was 5 months when I came here. So like basically I'm here my whole life. But like I had a sister before me who had died.
Oh my gosh.
So
I'm so sorry.
I know, yeah, I'm like, no, it happens. But I mean, like I've never got to, you know, go back over still to this day. And like, I don't know if anyone's listening in the kitchen behind me, but I've had this conversation like where like I felt that I've been ready to go back over for maybe at least 9-10 years. But like, I understand it, emotionally it's tough. Like it will be tough. But like, I feel that I'm ready, you know, myself to go back over and even see what it's like, you know, and, you know, meet family for the first time.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's an incredible story. I would have never known if you didn't share that. Right.
Yeah.
And that's why I love it when people share stories, because I love to hear and understand how they become who they were, you know, and like no one else will ever really know you, just you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when you're ready, you know what you're like, you know, your habits, you know, if you feel like you're ready, go for it, you know, because no one can tell you no, because they don't truly live in your body. Like, you know yourself the most, you know, so that's an exciting opportunity. I mean, yeah, it'll be different, but that's why people adapt, you know, that's why people change, and you need to adapt and you need to change and you need to grow. So if you see that as something really important in your life, I would hate for you to go later down the road and feel regret, you know, of not going, you know. So that's awesome. That's incredible, you know, and thank you for sharing that. That is so cool. I would have never known. I mean, I love stories. So, and stories are people's experiences in lives, you know, and they're passing it down to you. So hopefully you can, someone who's listening, if they have a similar situation, because, you know, situations aren't going to be exactly the same, but if they have a similar situation with what you're going through and they just heard your story, well, it might want to inspire them to pursue down that path as well. You know, go back to their origins. You know, so that's why I share my stories, and I think that's why it's important for people to share theirs too, because you just never know who needs to hear it. You know, so
I guess like a funny outcome of that story is, okay, so my birth name is actually Marius.
Really?
So, which is the proper name for Mario. And my favorite game character is Mario, and my dad looks like a tan Super Mario. It's pretty funny.
That is so cool. That is so cool. Dang, that's so, oh my gosh, who would have thought?
I know, right?
The coincidence is,
oh, I know,
pretty crazy.
Like that has to happen, like no way by chance. But it is like
no. Well, and for me, I always think things happen for a reason. So that's
same here,
and that helps me get, you know, I hope that helps get everyone, you know, through their day, you know, and everything happens for a reason, good or bad, you know, but I think it's important to take that situation experience and grow from it, you know. And you can learn from good situations too, you know, even if something good happened, well, maybe I could have gotten to this point better if I took in this path, you know. It's always a good opportunity to take every experience and learn from it. There's always something that could be learned, you know.
Of course, So seeing awesome. As I guess you and Jay especially is in the theater, did you ever, you maybe, try to get into it, or you yourself, like, get on the stage?
Me, no. I think the closest I got to theater was I did take costume design in high school.
Oh, cool.
As for Jason, yeah, because my sister's a cosplayer.
Oh, I
She
know
cosplays.
that. Yeah, yeah. She follows me, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, we're such a supportive family. We just love talking to people. And I think my parents for instilling that in us, is this sense of wanting to help others. And I think it also comes with the culture where we will give you everything even if we don't have anything.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, we just like to support each other. Vanessa, like maybe she would have gotten into theater if she wanted to. She's such a good singer. And I'm not just trying to toot my own horn because she's my sister, but
Yeah,
she's actually
yeah.
really good. Same as Jason. He has a secret YouTube.
You can tell me it
Um,
after, right? And I'll leak it.
I'll link it to you later. But he used to sing and make videos and write songs and stuff, and he's so talented as a musician. But his real passion in life was pursuing the medical field. And he could always go back to, playing the guitar. I don't mind him playing the guitar for me once in a while. But I mean, yeah, he was singing and he used to perform on stage too. But I mean, one day, if he wants to go back into that, hey, I'll support him.
Here, look, maybe down the road we'll see, all three of us on stage.
Who knows? I'll be down. I would be so down. I mean, that would be incredible. We'll look back to this podcast on this date, the 29th, and say, guys, do you remember what we said that day? Don't worry, it's on the internet. It's there forever.
Yeah. I was meant to do 2 weeks ago. Is it now 2 weeks? Yeah, 2 weeks from this day, this evening, like, I was meant to be starting on the stage to do Jekyll and Hyde, the musical.
Really? Oh my gosh. Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, at least you have more time to prep, right? I would just say take, as sucky as the situation is, try to find every opportunity to become better.
Of course,
Yeah. Change your perspective. And it's not easy. I'm obviously, like, there have been days I'll have bad days, I'll be like, Christine, change your perspective. But then it's really hard, But it's easy to fall into that same cycle, So if you can somehow stop yourself or change your mindset, or do things that make you happy to maybe avoid that certain situation, try every way possible to help you become better, So especially when it comes to mental health, I completely understand, right now with everything that's going on, it's not easy to change your mindset. There are going to be hard days where even getting out of bed is difficult. But I think it's so important to take into consideration that you're trying. People tend to want to look at, oh, I didn't get an A+ on this test, so I'm a complete failure. Rather than looking, you know what, I tried. We didn't get the grade that we were asking for, but now I know what's on the test. I know what I could do better next time, and at least I tried. For me, it's like when I give advice to anyone, I don't expect them to use it immediately or overnight, or even maybe not to use it. What I do look for is someone who is trying. That's all I could ever ask from anyone, is to just try your best. And if you can say that you tried 100% and you tried 100%, what else can you contribute? I think it's harsh on yourself to judge, and say that you didn't make it when in reality you did try. It just wasn't the outcome that you're expecting.
Yeah.
So
I guess thankfully I've, like, 10 years ago we done the show Jekyll and Hyde, so it was kind of like a sort of like a reunion show, but some of the cast was the exact same and some of us was different, but yeah, I don't know, like, if I ever asked you about, or even, like, what way did you get into YouTube at all? Like, did you just, like, one day just see it come into your head kind of thing, and started, make a video and started going with it, or?
Yeah, I mean, okay, so people don't realize I've had this YouTube channel for a really long time.
Yeah.
Really long time. I was very persistent I don't know where I got that drive. so persistent at the age of 17, 18. I
So like so
really
yesterday, 17
shot for
years.
the
You were 17 yesterday, yeah.
No, oh my gosh, you would not believe how many times I got carded, and Jason mostly though. Jason got carded for getting me medicine one time. It was really
You are ageless. Look at you. Look at
it was so funny. But I mean, yeah, like it was just something that I wanted to do that felt right at the time at my age. I was just graduating high school. And that daunting question that everyone gets is, what do you want to do in college? What do you want to do for the rest of your life? Expecting you to be able to answer that immediately. And I'm here to tell you guys, if you're hitting 18, 17, if you know what you want, awesome, go for it. If you don't, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. And so I didn't know what I wanted to do. And YouTube was an opportunity. At the time I was doing school, I had 2 jobs. And then I saw that people were having fun with YouTube, you know, and being able to share their stories, and they were inspiring others. It was awesome to see that, you know, that relationship. And I was just like, you know, I love art and I love video games. And I was bullied. And somehow I became the person I am today, which is more outspoken. Um, and I feel like I want to help those people who are quiet, because I know how it feels to feel like you're the only person in the room, like no one's listening. I understand how that feels. I understand how it feels when you can't eloquently speak your mind, and then once you make a wrong word, someone is quickly to just pounce on you, you know, and it maybe wasn't obviously what you wanted to say, you know. So I was just like, I know what it feels like to be on both sides, you know, and I want people to understand why quiet people are so quiet, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And if they want to be more outgoing, well, this is what helped me, and I hope it helps you. So art was a major thing in my life. You know, it helped me be able to not talk about myself. I made art so that others can look at my art and then ask questions about my art, but it helped me, you know, talk and to socialize and to engage, you know. So, and plus video games at the time was like my favorite thing too. So combining all those things together, I was just like, I want to put this on YouTube. If people like it, people like it. If they don't, they don't. And yeah, I just started doing tutorial videos. Fell out a little bit because obviously I got busy with school and college and working 2 jobs. And then when Amiibo picked up, it just picked up again. And I was like, well, I'm just gonna continue YouTube then. So I mean, yeah, it just happened. It just
Yeah.
happened.
I don't know
Yeah.
if I come across this way, but in school I was quiet enough. But I mean, like, I talk to people, no problem. Like, I'd have, you know, no, be like, everyone would be fine talking to people, you know, having a laugh with someone. But I mean, and like, I guess in class, like, it wasn't a messer. But I say, like, if I was in school now, I'd probably be a messer.
Yeah.
You know, cracking jokes or something, you know. But
Maybe. I mean, you never know, right? Well,
yeah,
I don't think so, because obviously it's important to feel the room, you know?
yeah, of
Like
course,
if
yeah, yeah,
someone, right, if someone wants to make a heavy situation lighthearted, and everyone's down for it, then obviously you can crack a joke. I think it's important to be outspoken. Um, and I don't ever want to push someone to be outspoken. No, no, no. You cannot change unless you want to. No one should and ever force you to change.
yeah.
That is a decision that you ultimately need to make. You know, the reason why I became so outspoken is because of my experiences. You know, abusive relationship, or, you know, certain toxic friendships, or realizing that I can't please everyone. You know, those experiences made me realize, if I don't express what I feel and what I think, how are people going to take that information and use it, you know, and maybe change their engagement, you know? Everyone takes information to try to make the best decision. And if I'm not giving them information, how are they supposed to know how I'm feeling, or if I'm hurting, you know, or if I don't want to talk to them? I need to express those things, you know, and nor do I want to be taken advantage of either, you know, especially in a relationship as well. You know, communication is so key. whether you're in a relationship with your best friend, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your partner, you need to communicate. Without communication, how are you supposed to move forward? And I had to figure that out through many trials and tribulations.
Yeah.
So
I say this on behalf of all the bullies in school that bullied you. I apologize.
It's okay. I had to go through it.
But to an extent. But I mean, I don't agree with that though. But I mean, like, why should anyone have to go through that?
Right.
I was bullied in school. Well, I guess sometimes but they call me, like, I'm not going to say it here, like, like call me black or the N word. It's like, it's horrible.
Ew, it is absolutely horrible. And I laugh about it because I try to make it lighthearted.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I definitely feel for those people who are getting bullied. I was there. I was the person with the rolling backpack when I went through the hallway, they would kick it. And I wouldn't say anything, and sad enough, no one said anything either, except my sister when she saw it and then almost punched the guy in the face, bless her heart. I love her. She's so, and that's what I love about her too, is because she's so headstrong.
Yeah.
And I realized early on, like, I don't hate people for not speaking up. Maybe they were scared too, and it's not, and I don't ever want to force someone like, hey, like, why didn't you speak up for me? Blah, blah, blah. No, like, you don't know what they were thinking at the time. So if, obviously you can't rely on people all the time. You have to be able to rely on yourself.
Yeah.
And again, I wouldn't change me being bullied, because again, I do believe that everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And that reason is because it made me stronger and made me more vocal. It made me more passionate about wanting to speak up about bullying and wanting to help those who are quiet. So I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it. It happens, but it creates people who are passionate about that topic. There are a good example are people who get into the medical field because either their mom had cancer, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then that's why they wanted to pursue the medical field. Not only are they interested in the medical field now, but now they have a passion for it because they were affected by it.
Mm-hmm.
I have a passion for it because I was affected by it. So bad situations are bad situations. But if you can take that bad situation and use it as fuel to ignite a fire in you to want to talk about those topics, that's even better, because now you can actually attack that topic and help those who need help. So I wouldn't change it for the world. I had to go through what I had to go through, but more importantly, I not only found myself, but I found out friends that I can rely on.
Mm-hmm.
So if you think about it, I got more out of that situation than all the bad things combined.
Yeah.
So much more. Yeah. And that's what I want to tell everyone too, is that if you're being bullied, if you're in a bad situation, it's temporary. It's so temporary. Because I wish I could go to my younger self and tell myself, like, it's going to be okay, because I am so incredibly happy and blessed and thankful for the people that I have in my life, for my family, for my friends, for the mindset that I have, for being able to talk about these topics, for having a voice, very thankful. And I just wouldn't change it.
You're welcome.
So.
I'm only messing.
Thank you for having me. I hope you guys have enjoyed my TED Talk. So.
TED Talk. I love TED Talks. Jeez, we had to watch them in college.
What's that?
No, we had to watch TED Talks in college.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. I love TED Talks. Love it.
Some of them are okay, but I mean, like, some of them was like, just fall asleep. Like, it depends on the person, I guess, or not being bad, but like their personality. But
no, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
So some voices you can definitely fall asleep to. Yeah. I agree.
No, I see. With college, I guess became a YouTuber by accident.
Ah.
So
well, do tell.
Okay, so high school we would call it secondary school here, and I didn't know what I wanted to do after school. So it's like my auntie showed me this course about creative multimedia. So I was like, oh my god, this sounds great. So I done what we have is a PLC, post leaving certificate. So it's after you leave high school as such. So you do like 2 years before you actually 1 or 2 years before you actually go into college as such.
Oh, it's so interesting. It's so
Yeah,
different.
it's so different. Yeah, yeah. So like the way you, what is it? You used to what is it like? What is it? A year two? What is it? Year five? What way is it called again in the States? What the way you used to do it? No,
Senior, freshman, junior, sophomore. Is that what you're talking about? I have no idea.
yeah.
I'm
No, see, it's so confusing over in the States.
yeah, it's super confusing. I think we stopped using numbers after a certain period.
Yeah. Okay.
But,
Yeah. But like I done 2 years, and then I went into college, and then I done 3 years. Then I had to repeat third year at home, and then I was like, oh, like I'm not working. I'm just repeating a couple of subjects just to keep myself, motivated, be creative, use my my abilities, and be creative. Create content on YouTube, and I haven't looked back ever since. Oh no, I guess like without that there, I wouldn't be talking to you. No offense, that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah. Oh, well, it was just sweet. Yeah. I mean, I tell everyone, if they want to pursue this type of career,
Yeah.
Have option A and have option B. Um, I would rather people, go to work, get a part-time job, and then do this on the side. You have to be dedicated.
Yeah.
You have to be passionate. You have to put in the work. You have to sometimes have those long nights, early mornings. It is not an easy job. It's very unstable. And you're going to have a roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah.
I've gone through it. Jason has seen me gone through it. I'm pretty sure you can attest to that too. It's a roller coaster. But I tell everyone, just stick your head towards the goal, have blinders on, laser focused on that, and work really hard. So there's some days where you want to hang out with your friends and you want to just chill and relax, but then you got to remind yourself of the goal and what you're trying to pursue.
Yeah.
So it's really important for those to balance everything. I wouldn't say drop everything and just go YouTube.
Yeah.
No. But I definitely would tell everyone, balance the two. And then when you're ready, you'll know. When you're at the point where you can't time manage anymore because YouTube is now picking up and now you got to go work and you'd rather work on YouTube videos than go to work. That's maybe the time where you can ask those questions. Like, should I pursue YouTube since it's doing so well? Or should I kind of wait out a little longer and see, and it's so different for content creators and influencers because it's not like you can take a class and get a degree and then go get a job. No. It's so different. So that's why you need to ask yourself those questions and no one else can answer them for you.
Yeah.
Which is the hard part. So very, very hard decision. But I'm glad that it's been working out for the both of us.
Yeah. I think so.
And
well, I think for me, you of course you're fine for life. You're set for life.
I'm glad, and it's, and if anyone were to pursue this career and have a voice, please use your voice to speak for others. If they can't speak for themselves, be a role model. Understand that you have a responsibility, even though you don't want that responsibility, it's been placed on you, and try your best to inspire and influence others. We need more love in this world and support and understanding and patience.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to have a voice that cares.
Yeah.
Is all I can really say. So
yeah, I guess let's get more, about yourself. Like, what music and, movies are you into?
That's a good question. I listen to anything. I know people say that often, but I have to listen to the song and then I'll decide whether or not I like it. But I'll listen to country. I'll listen to Billie Eilish. I'll listen to techno. I'll listen to just anything. It depends on my mood. I'll listen to even underground YouTubers, and artists.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. Jesse Barrera, Gabe Bondoc, Age Raphael, like all those awesome YouTubers, because they're also artists as well. Yeah, I mean, I'll listen to any type of music. I get heavily inspired by Jason because he has such an interesting taste in music. And if he likes a song, he'll play it consistently in the car
Like, what music does he like?
over and over. Um, just about. Well, so he used to produce music for fun, right? So he'll cue on those like small little ad libs in songs that you normally wouldn't hear. And then he'd be like, Christine, did you hear that? And I'd be like, I didn't. And then he'll replay it back to me and I'll be like, oh, I did hear it, you know?
Yeah.
So he'll really cue into those songs that have such an interesting structure. So I am so bad with names, but he likes this one song that what like someone did a collaboration between Say So, Ariana Grande, and I think Nicki Minaj. I'm not sure, but it was like this crazy mashup, and it just like inspired him. He was like, "This is so good, the way they did this, and the way they did that," and I was like, "That's cool."
Yeah.
Different perspective. I would never know, but yeah, I mean, he listens to a lot of YouTubers. He listens to a lot of underground artists, like I said. If he likes someone, a good example, if he sees someone on The Voice or any like, reality TV contest show, whatever, and he likes them, he will check out their music.
Yeah.
He might even buy their music, which is really, really cool. He's so supportive of his friends and people that he likes, whether or not they have a huge following or not. And that's what I really love about him, is that he likes to see potential in someone, so that's what I love about him. He's very logical.
Yeah.
If anything, very logical and emotional. So
well, he sounds more interesting than you. I'm only messing.
I'm telling you, he's so interesting. I'm telling you, he's so interesting. He probably would not like being on like a podcast, even though he's made videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
But nowadays he's like still low key. He's still, he still would rather chill and have me talk than go and be on camera, to be honest. So
yeah. Oh, here, look, someday we'll have to get you and Jay on the show. Just
my gosh,
embarrass him. Come on.
Oh man. Well, he has more embarrassing stories about me though.
Okay.
Because I'm such a ditz sometimes. It's really bad. I'll share one story. I have so many stories. I like to share stories, and like I try to stop myself because. So one thing that Jason has noticed, if I tell a story, I will tell it in great detail. I'll tell you the weather, the time, the day, the year. It's really bad. And then Jason's on the side, like, get to the point.
Yeah.
So I try to catch myself when I'm like on a rant. But there's this one story when we were dating early on. I was such a ditz because I believe people. I'm very innocent.
Yeah.
It was just like, hey, I remember going to the car and I didn't put my seatbelt. And he was like, hey, you got to put on your seatbelt. Otherwise, the car is going to shut off. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, are you serious? He's like, yeah. And the car started beeping. And I was like, oh, shoot. So I put on my seatbelt. And I was like, okay, cool. He's like, yeah, you want to see it not work? So he unplugged it. He took off my seatbelt. And then he could no longer press on the gas. And I was like, oh, my God, he's right. The car is going to shut off. So then I put the seatbelt on. I was like, oh, I didn't know that. So then... So then I started telling my dad. I started telling my dad this story. And he's like, Christine, really? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, I don't think so. And so I told Jason, I was like, Jason, you would not believe this. My dad doesn't believe me that the car will shut off if you don't believe it. Like, are you told your dad? And I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, no. He's just like, no, Christine, I was just kidding. See, I can just press on the gas and it's on neutral. The car won't go. And I was like,
yeah.
Like, oh, okay.
Do you drive yourself? Do you?
Huh?
Do you drive yourself?
I do. Yes, yeah. I do. At the time, I wasn't thinking. I just believe people for their word, and maybe I shouldn't. Yeah. I'm really innocent. I like want to believe everyone's a good person. Trust me, I was way more innocent back then. I was in this bubble as if everyone was grand and the world was rainbows and unicorns. I gotten a lot better, but I still have the habit of believing people, sadly. So, yeah, Jason uses it to his advantage sometimes.
Jason, don't be cruel.
He's so funny. One time, I think he got this from The Office, but he's telling me a story, And then it ended up being like a Disney movie, which was, I think, The Lion King or something. So
Oh, yeah.
I was like, wait a second. You're telling me that the uncle pushed off the other uncle off of the. So yeah, I mean, he has way more story. He'd make me more embarrassed rather than I make him embarrassed. He's too smart for that.
Yeah.
I gotta catch him on an off day.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, maybe one day.
So I guess seeing as you're in Nevada, you know, not Nevada, I guess it would be cool to go over and perform there because I'm a big Frank Sinatra fan.
Oh my gosh, yes.
You know, I think he's the greatest of all time.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know you're a huge Frank Sinatra fan. That's so cool. Well, if you ever come over, karaoke, first off.
I sing jazz music. I do jazz music with friends, you know, and I just love doing it. It's just so different from anything that, you know, that you sing today.
Yes. Let me tell you, okay, so I'm an old soul. Yeah. So if we're going back to music, I listen to old music.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
I grew up with like my dad playing the Bee Gees in the car, you know, and that used to be my favorite band is the Bee Gees, which is really weird. I know all their songs. You know, Michael Bolton, Bryan Adams, you know, I got it from my parents. And if you look at the songs back then lyrically, they're so beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, how they're written, how they're phrased. So if we do get a karaoke, so if you ever come to Vegas, let me know.
Of course,
we'll take you out. We'll go to karaoke. I'll show you the real side of Vegas because everyone thinks Vegas, the Strip, whatever. No, you gotta go to the local spots. So invitation live right now. If you go to Vegas after the quarantine, please let Jay and I know. But yeah, we love to listen to those old songs because they just have so much meaning and so much passion into it. Even those long interludes.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Songs, you know that he was like really passionate in hearing those songs.
Yeah.
And lyrically, it's just amazing. So, I mean, yeah, those songs are just great. I absolutely love it. And I would love to hear you sing. So after quarantine, if you ever visit Las Vegas for Evo, maybe even let us know. We'd love to tune you out and show you the real side of Nevada, not the Strip.
Yeah. No thanks.
Do not like the Strip. Yeah. If you're from Las Vegas, you never go to the Strip. We avoid that like the plague. Like we don't go down there. We don't associate with ourselves with the Strip. We only go to the local spots. I mean, because people don't even know that there are actually urban houses around the Strip. Like when I was younger, I used to get asked what hotel room I used to live in, and I just say like I just choose one, like the Mandalay Bay, Luxor. I don't know. Like I would just choose one. But no, we actually have like houses, and we have families that live here, and amazing friends, amazing community. So yeah,
that's pretty
You're
cool.
Welcome anytime.
Thanks. I might hold you to that. Maybe give me 3 years.
I mean, Jay and I love to take people out. Like, I don't know if you know Nintendo Cade. We took them out several times. They're so amazing and lovely. I mean, so sweet. I've taken out some people from Bandai Namco, and we've had some fun, went to karaoke. I just like to see a side of Las Vegas that people don't normally see, because there's more to Vegas. You know, there's definitely more to Vegas. And the theater scene is amazing too. So
I'm sure it is. That'd be cool.
Very, very cool.
And now I'm dying to go over, just, you know, experience it all.
Yes, I love Las Vegas. I do. I know it's hot here, but overall, like, I think it's just an amazing community. And it's so crazy because we don't realize we're surrounded by mountains. So if you hike to the nearest mountain and you look over at the valley, you can see the entire city. So Vegas is actually really small. Everyone knows everyone. And I'm not one to brag or anything. I'm so thankful. And it's never about quantity. I always say this in all my streams. When you have friendships, it's never about quantity. Back then in high school, on MySpace, if you had 1,000 friends, you were popular. But I say it's about quality. You know, the quality of friends that you have, you know, their personalities, their traits, their habits, their flaws. You know, I've been blessed to have not only good friends, but a lot of friends. And it's because I believe the mindset of Nevadans overall. You know, not all of Nevadans, but I think majority. So I like to show off my friends because I think they're incredible.
Good. Oh, sure. Yeah. Like if you ever come here to Ireland, you know, please.
I would love to. You have no idea. If Jay and I are going to go to overseas, we're going to hit you up for sure.
No, please.
For
I'd love to take it. Well, like even like I know obviously Dublin is where you're gonna, you know, land, but I mean, I guess I'd love to take you take you where I live, and I guess I live in like the biggest town in Ireland, if that makes sense, you know. But it's funny because I live in the smallest county or state, as you would call it, you know.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
I love learning about different cultures,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm not scared to get my hands dirty, you know.
Yeah.
That's why I tell everyone to travel, you know. So in the Philippines, we call it tabo. If you're Filipino, you're like, oh my God, I know that. Basically, so when you have no running hot water, you have to basically fill up a bucket with cold water and then just use a littler bucket and then just use that as your shower head, you know? So, and while there's spiders and ants and cockroaches and crazy stuff. So I've seen it all, you know. I can put me in a small room with no bed and at least like maybe a mattress or a comforter. I'm good.
Yeah,
you know? So hey, I'm down for anything. I'm down for anything.
Yeah. So I guess before we finish up, like I want to talk about your custom amiibo. Like I know we didn't talk about it at all really, but I guess finally we talk about it. But I mean, your work is so good. Like like I know we talked about, you know, like you giving like an amiibo to Reggie and Bowser, but I mean, like no one that I've seen online, the quality of your work.
Oh, thank you. You know, that's why I tell everyone passion. And practice, obviously. I mean, it takes practice. Okay. It's years of me practicing clay work, of paint, of finding the right paint. You know, but I cannot stress enough how important passion is, because I would have never pursued and continued pursuing custom amiibo if I wasn't so passionate into it. And the reason why I put a lot of attention to detail on those figurines is because if I know who it's going to, I want them to really feel like, man, this was for me. You know, like every brush stroke, every attention to detail was because she thought of me. She thought of my likes, my dislikes, things that I was interested in, my hobbies, and she tried to apply that to the figurine, you know? And I think at the end of the day, for me, knowing that it's going to be on their desk, in their office, in their home, displayed because they think it's that good enough to be displayed, gives me comfort in knowing that, like, dude, for the rest of their life, they're going to have that. Like, that's incredible, you know? So for me, I want to try to touch, you know, the lives of many different people. Even if I inspire one person, it makes my day, you know? And so the fact that I was not only able to inspire, you know, Reggie, but I have messages and DMs of people who dove into crafts because they saw a video of mine, or they saw a custom amiibo, or they saw Nintendo do some crafting stuff. Like, you know, it's incredible. I think that's awesome. And not only that, if you think about it, if you make crafts with your friends or your family or your sister or your brother or your mom, you're going to remember that moment for the rest of your life. Do you remember that time when you made an ornament out of noodles and paper around the house? You know, you're going to remember that for the rest of your life. Because I remember things that I made that for my parents where it's like, you know, at the time, maybe I didn't think it meant a lot, but then to hear your mom say like, oh, I remember that when you were a kid, you gave me that and I kept it for the rest of my life. That's incredible. And that's what those people who received my art are going to do. And hopefully in turn, if they make their own art, they're going to also give that to someone else, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, I'll share one more story because I want to go on a rant, but
that's fine.
You know, like,
look, this is your show. This is the last ever video on my channel.
Well, so if anything, if I want to leave this conversation on a good note, you know, everyone thinks that I gave Reggie that amiibo. I did it. I didn't give him that amiibo. Maybe the one on his desk I did. I don't know if you saw that little small one.
I seen that one, in the small one,
But the one that he has for Iwata, the Iwata figurine that he got, I did not give him that. Did not.
Who
it
made
was a
that
dear
then?
friend of mine.
Okay.
Yeah. So everyone thinks I gave it to him. Like, no. I didn't give him the water one. No. That was not me. Originally, I made that a water figurine for a friend. I gave it to that friend. And you can tell immediately when I gave it to him, he loved it. You know, because he knew Iwata. He met Iwata. He worked with Iwata. You can tell the passion in his eyes and how much it meant. And for him to look at me and say, like, thank you so much for this amazing gift, I knew that he would cherish it for the rest of his life. So fast forward, Reggie announces that he's retiring. I get an email from this friend, and he's like, I'm so sorry. You know, I wanted to ask first before I do this, but Reggie is retiring. And I love your gift, but I know that Reggie knew Iwata personally, worked with him, was best friends with him. You know, Reggie would love this, and I want to give it to him. Is it okay if I give it to him? And I told him, I was like, that gift is yours. Do what you want with it. The fact that you want to give it to someone and pass down that happiness is what I want to do, is what I want my art to do, is not to just stay with one person. You know, if it'll make someone else happier, please pass that on, you know? And so I was like, I gave that gift to you. You do whatever you want with that gift. If you want to give it to Reggie, you could give it to Reggie. It is okay. So next thing you know, he gave it to Reggie. And then, you know, end of story.
Yeah.
So if anything, you know, like I tell everyone, happiness is a ripple effect, you know, hold the door open for someone, smile at someone, wave at someone, you know, greet someone. The smallest thing to do is to give someone happiness. And then in turn, that'll be just a ripple effect. And it's easy and it's free. And you know, like, why not give it away? You know, happiness is contagious. So I want everyone to at least today give a little happiness if you can.
Yeah.
Any way possible.
Of course, yeah. And I guess we can't leave without you talking about Nintendo Minute with Kit.
Oh my gosh, I love them.
Like, what was that experience? Like that came up. I'm there going, like, excuse the language, what the fuck? What, you know?
Yeah, you know, right? I mean, I would say it too, but
I know, yeah.
I mean, incredible. They're so sweet, so inviting. You know, I'm so thankful. Every time Nintendo reaches out and they want to do something with me, they don't have to, but they want to.
Yeah.
And I understand that. And I take that wholeheartedly. And I accept every opportunity because it's just so incredible to be working with those type of people in the industry. They do so much for others. Nintendo is starting to reach out to content creators. And I'm here to tell you, it doesn't matter how many numbers you have, how many followers, the amount of people that you get in your live stream. Nintendo's looking for people who are passionate, who care, who want to have a positive message out there. So working alongside these amazing individuals, not only Kit and Krista, but everyone behind the scenes is amazing. I sometimes can't believe it. I think they already know that I'm a dork. And sometimes I'll walk in there with like such high energy. I'll be like, yeah, let's do this. And then we're like,
what's wrong with her?
Okay. But that's just how I am. I just like understand that it's just hype and it's energy and it's like, it's exciting, you know, and having to work with them is incredible. And every time I see them and every time they give me updates on their life and what's going on, and you know, it's so good to hear from them, especially nowadays. You know, I value those relationships. I value every single relationship. And I can't wait to, again, hopefully one day be able to see everyone in person, you know, and I miss everyone. I miss that human interaction.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what it's really all about, honestly. For me, going to E3 and doing all those things, going to see Kit and Krista. I mean, yeah, we can film something, but I just love to talk to them and see how they're doing. And I hope life is treating everyone kind. So,
of course, yeah. And Nintendo, if you're watching this podcast, thank you very much. And please check out my Impact Direct, you know, that I do for indies. But,
it's amazing. Nintendo Europe, come on, let's go.
Thanks. So, Chris, thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. And, you know, this, I mean, this has to be the greatest podcast I've ever done. Sorry,
no.
Grant Kirkhope, I love you. You know, you're the biggest. Grant Kirkhope, when the whole Smash Bros thing was announced, you know, Banjo-Kazooie, I was the first person video wise to get him on my channel, and that video just skyrocketed for me, and I was just so happy. But I'm hoping, you know, well, this is literally like the best video I've ever made. So thank you.
I mean, you know, thank you for having me. I appreciate it every time someone gives me their platform to speak. You guys don't have to do that. You guys want to do that. It's awesome. And if I can pass on, again, important lessons that I've learned and hopefully help someone out there, then I've done my job. You know, if I can help one person out there, it makes a world of a difference. So again, thank you for having me. And I'm so happy we can finally do this.
Yay. So where can we find you on social media if anyone wants to follow you?
YouTube, Instagram. YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. I think Twitter's at Miss GandaKris. Same for Instagram. And then GandaKris for YouTube. I do tutorials, Nintendo DIYs, custom amiibo, nerdy DIYs, and I stream.
Yeah. So of course we will leave links in the description below. But thanks for coming on, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. This was the greatest podcast ever made. No one else will ever beat this. So
don't say that.
Okay, so after I do the outro, I will show you my amiibo and all my stuff. But thanks for coming on. You can of course check us out on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and for more Nintendo and podcasts, keep it right here at IGS. Alright guys, see you soon. Bye.